Hi everyone, it's Erin with Therapy Care. Today I'm talking about an important strategy that can be used to encourage your toddler to talk. A huge part of my job as a speech pathologist is training families how to most effectively communicate with their child to foster an environment that's ideal for learning language. I teach lots of strategies and techniques that can be implemented at home. And so right off the bat, what I see very often when a new client comes to me, the parent comes into the therapy room and begins quizzing their child with question after question. Now, I understand that parents like to show off what their child knows. However, almost every time after only a few minutes of this, I see the child begin to slowly shut down, and then that gets us nowhere. So one of the strategies I teach is turning questions into comments. If you think about it, no one likes to feel like they're being quizzed or tested. It puts us on the spot and increases anxiety. Same goes for our kiddos. There's a place and time for questions and conversation, of course, but too many questions can make a child feel pressured, especially if it's a child who already is reluctant to talk or is experiencing delays. So my big recommendation is to turn your questions into comments instead. So rather than saying, "Is that a bird?" you can say, "Hi birdie, tweet tweet." Or instead of asking, "How many wheels are there on the truck?" you can say, "Look at the wheels, they spin around and round. Let's count them, 1, 2, 3, 4." And overall, avoid asking, "What is this?" or "What is this called?" over and over again. I do admit it is very difficult to make this change in your language when interacting with the child. I slip up all the time, but that's okay. You don't have to be perfect, just as long as you are being more mindful of the way you talk to your child. Many times after I give this recommendation to parents, they will come back and say that they're really amazed at the difference this simple little change has made. Their child doesn't shut down as much, and the child is more likely to want to engage with you for longer, rather than shutting you out to avoid answering more questions. So all in all, asking too many questions will often result in silence. Children learn language best from your model. By commenting instead of asking questions, it can keep the interaction going by building on what your child is doing or what they're saying. So for every one question you ask your toddler, try to balance it out with a few comments. Try this out at home with your child or your nieces and nephews or your grandchildren, and you can see if your interactions change. And if you have concerns about your child's speech and language development, reach out to us at Therapy Care. I do offer free 30-minute consultations where I can let you know if your child's speech and language appears within the normal range for their age, or if they might benefit from speech therapy. Thank you so much for listening.